Yeah, after Easter, 50% off candy. Jelly beans, nonetheless. How many of you did that just disgust? Oh, you thought that was bad? How about some black jelly beans? Everybody loves licorice, right? I certainly do. Anyhow. The Derby. I'm sure everybody's wondering, did I catch any fish? Yes, I did. And I'll show you in a second. Just let me talk and yammer on here for a second. So, the way the Derby works, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, not Friday. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are the official days of the fishing Derby. The biggest fish wins, but they also have other competitions where large fish will win. They put the fish in Thursday night. Hold on, I've got to give the dog a cookie or he's going to bark through the whole video. So, last year's Derby winner was, I think, 23, 24 inches. Forget how many pounds. And the biggest fish, the biggest 5 fish win a prize. And then every day, any other big fish within so many inches of the largest has a chance to win at least $100. They put the fish in Thursday night, and you're allowed to fish. Even if you're not a participant in the Derby, you can still come up here and fish during the Derby. But it makes sense to participate because the fee's not that expensive, and the money goes to put these big fish in there next year. They had 2 types of fish. They had the Nebraska tailwalkers that they brought in from the Chalk Mound Ranch, and those were the big ones. And they had some that they got locally. I don't know where exactly they got them, but they raised them here in the lake locally for the last 6 months so that they'd get nice and fat, and then they spread those all around the lake. Well, I decided since I'm here, Friday, I may as well fish. The place where I was at last year, most of this there was not even water there. It was all, weeds and stuff growing because there hadn't been water in a few years. But the water level's back up. It wasn't the most level spot. You might kind of be able to tell from some of my other videos. But there was a lot of weeds. Well, I get a huge bite on my 4-pound test line. Put on my waders, I go out there with my net, which was not nearly big enough, right out to where the line is wrapped around a bush, and I try to bend over and undo it, and it's so deep I can't. It would have come in my waders, and right then I guess I scared the fish because I hear the splash over to the side. You'll see in the video, I hear the splash over to the side. It looked like a big fish. It looked bigger than the one I actually did catch later, but it broke the line. Well, I said, forget this. Put spider wire on both my lines. One of them was a heavier 80-pound test spider wire, and the other was 65-pound test, but they're actually like the size of 8 or 15-pound test. I don't remember the exact specifics. I'd have to look it up to tell you. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather not catch any fish than lose another one to one of those damn weeds. So I did that, and it worked. Next thing I know, I come outside, and I've got another big one on the line. I pulled it in. It was about 23 inches, maybe a little bigger. You'll see. I think I have tape measurement on the video. And another one that day that was one of the local raised fish. So I know everything was working, but then for some reason when the Derby started the next day, I didn't catch anything. The day after that, nothing. All 3 days of the Derby, nothing. But I did good on the day before the Derby. So I didn't win any money, but it was worth it just to catch a fish. Because for Lake Isabella, that's, dang near a record fish. The fish that ended up winning the Derby was Sierra's over here with her head in the box of cookies. But it's okay because today's 4/19, and that means that it's her birthday. She's 6 years old, so another cookie for Sierra. And now another cookie for the other dogs, because they'll bark if they don't get one. Look, I've made you wait 5 minutes, and you still haven't seen the fish. They're coming, I promise. So most people probably would have put this fish on ice and took it in the next day and said, oh, hey, look what I just caught. But I'm not going to do that. it was worth it to me just to catch a fish. I have caught one fish bigger than that many years ago, a silver salmon that had been in the lake for a long time, and I think it was about the same size, but I think it was almost 7 pounds. It was a nice trout. It was like over 6. I don't know. This was like 15 years ago. It's been a while. So the spider wire totally saved me, but after that I moved to a different spot of the lake before I came back. I realized that the place I was at was maybe not the best location because there's other places around the lake where there were no weeds. The problem with that is there was a lot more people, which you might have seen in one of my videos. I shot so much footage. I did explain all of this in one of the videos while I was there at the lake right before I left. But somehow, when I exported them to my computer, I don't know, that video just sort of disappeared. I hate computers. So I figure I'll just explain it to you now, and now I'll go ahead and show you the video where I catch the fish. Do whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you you can't. And, yeah. Almost forgot to say, the biggest fish. It was 30 inches. They go by size, not weight, but it was also 13 pounds. And they say that they planted one out there that was 16 pounds, and apparently nobody's caught that yet. Maybe that's the one that broke my line. I don't know, probably not. But yeah, it was caught by a 7 or 8 year old kid, and the top 5 fish that were caught, the biggest fish, they were all caught by young kids. That's one of the kind of cool things about these Nebraska tailwalkers, and I almost don't want to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody now. They don't go very deep. They raise them in shallow ponds. You can read up, I read this on the internet. I'm not really telling you anything that's not already out there. They raise them in shallow ponds their whole lives, so they don't really like to go out into the deeper water. They stay within, at most, 10, 15, no more than 20 foot. And they like to stay really shallow. The one that I caught was shallow. The one that got off was shallow. The only one that was deep was the one that was the smaller from the other species. You'll see in the video. So if they do the same kind of fish next year, and you guys are here, don't cast deep. I mean, you can see the proof's in the pudding. It was all kids that won, and they don't cast out that far. But we're definitely twisted around a rock or a tree branch or something. So I didn't cast out that far. Whatever it is, can't be too far out here. There's my fish over here. And he's good size, but he's completely wrapped up on this rock. Damn. I think he just got off. I think I lost him, and that was a nice fish too. What a shame. Where I changed all my line out to spider wire, and well, as you can see, it went a little differently. I should have done that from the start. Sorry about the wind. I endured 3 days of that wind. My face is still kind of red a week later because of it, so the microphone did better than I expected. At least you can hear me during parts of it, so. That pole over there was bent in half. It's got 80 pounds of spider wire on it. So it's very likely that they broke the line, meaning the fish is probably still there, but they could have spit the hook or broke the leader, or even bent the hook. These tailwalkers are not small trout. Am I recording? Yep. So let's see if we can actually catch a nice fish on camera for you guys. Well, it's gonna be too many times, since it's probably going to get more video. The word comes to my mind, I'm going to say it, whatever it is. Okay, it's out there in the bushes. Set the hook. Whoa, he's running. Oh yeah. Oh boy, do you see that?
Holy crap, guys. This is a good one. Now, I don't think this is going to be a derby winner, but that's a nice fish. Let's get him over here away from my other line. He ain't going nowhere on the spider wire. He might break the leader. Tip up to. I might just drag him to shore instead of trying to get the net around it. Oh yeah, one nice fish takes the whole. Look at that guy, man. There's my net. There's my. Got him on power balls and a power worm. And I caught a second one, not quite as big as the first, and it looks to be a different species. I don't believe it's one of the tailwalkers. I think this is one of the fish they raised here locally in the lake for the last few months. So that's two. Already doing better than last year. Which is awesome. That's not going to be the biggest probably, but it's a good sized fish. Here's the problem. The derby doesn't officially start till tomorrow, so he doesn't count. Still fun to catch.